I should have made sure Alex was good to go. Welcome everybody to another RWD Gaming channel video. Today we're gonna be playing the final session in Philip's Red Dawn series that takes place in the Up Fur and Fury setting. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to him, Philip.
Thanks. So last we left our warriors, they were not fleeing the refugee camp. The refugee camp was being surrounded by fire, lit by Oswego, who was being ridden by Necronomicon. And this giant firebird setting fire to the forest around the refugee camp caused the refugee camp to start evacuating. And our heroes bravely decided to run towards the fire line so that, with a couple of moles, so that they can burrow under and take the rat army led by Volmer by surprise. So last we left, two moles with us, for although Jonathan, who usually plays him, couldn't make it, so Holt will just be kind of an NPC. Nice. How our camera working. And so you guys are traveling with the moles. You see a line of intense fire consuming trees. The heat's licking you as if tasting you before it devours you. Smoke is thick in the air. Your lungs are burning and the heat intensifies as you approach the line. What would you like to do?
Is our plan to dig under it?
Yeah, that's the plan.
And then we're going to go attack this fucking horde, to my knowledge. So, I mean, yeah, I guess I would do my best to put the moles into position for where they need to go. I'm sure that in terms of burrowing, Sylvia's more up that kind of path.
The moles have their noses to the ground, sniffing for an area of nice soft dirt so that they can start burrowing, trying to get underneath this fire. I want all of you guys to make either survival or perception roll.
I had a 14.
I got 18 total.
Cool. So, Sylvia, you notice that the fire is about 150 feet thick, just a wall of fire, and all of you can see that the ring has expanded from a half circle to about 3/4 circle now. So the moles, with their noses to the ground, finally find a soft spot, and they kind of look up to you, Sylvia. Which direction should we go? We can't see where the fire ends.
Sylvia just gestures with one hand. Doesn't say anything.
So they just start digging in, and it takes a while for them to make the path, the tunnel, big enough and wide enough for you guys. And the smoke is filling your lungs and the heat is intensifying. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm digging with them, you know.
Okay, you're helping them, so you don't need to make the Constitution saving throw. But the people up top will. You'll do one in Charles and Holt.
12.
I got a 16.
Okay, so Charles, you gain 1 point of exhaustion. Tiny chipmunk lungs fill with thick, acrid smoke and burning and watering.
I mean, I'm sure that they've made some headway. So after this initial, like,
you guys
get
are
in
in
the
the
hole.
nice, cool, and you guys, the moles and Sylvia are finally able to make enough room for everyone to start. And the moles are constantly, and Holt also seems to be extremely weary and tired. His lungs.
I almost picture Holt's like, I can't fit down there. I'll find my own way. Like, tramps off into the woods to return at his own time.
He's going to go with you guys into the tunnel, but it's taking a long time for the moles and Sylvia to make room for him. He knows this. He's with you guys. So, you guys continue burrowing. Sylvia, I need you to make an investigation or insight roll.
18 total.
Okay. As you guys are making progress through, you notice that the ground here it's really hot. You can tell you're like right in the middle of this firewall that's been created. That's, probably 30 feet above. And the dirt here is different. The roots, the fire is so intense, it's burning the trees all the way down to the roots. Feel tremors and shifting and loose. Definitely notice it also. They say, we need to get out of here quick. Or should we keep going?
Dig deeper. The lower we go, the colder it will be, the more stable the ground will be.
Right. And so you guys start deeper and deeper down. It's cool and dark in the tunnel. You guys can still hear the fire crackling from the entrance of the tunnel. Expect that the fire soon has advanced past where you're going. So at this point, back deeper. Finally, they look at you, Sylvia. Okay. Heading up now. Start digging upwards.
I dig with them.
Everybody make a perception check.
Ten.
Charles and Alex.
14.
Okay. So Sylvia and Charles. Sorry, Sylvia and Nethaus. You guys can... Nethaus, I imagine you're towards the front with Sylvia. And as you guys are... As they're digging upwards, you can feel still the ground start to get warmer, but you can feel you are getting close to the surface. And after you guys, there's Gilderoy, and then there's Holt. And as you guys are getting close to the surface, you hear rumbling as the ground starts to cave in, and Gilderoy, Nethaus, and Holt all have to make dexterity saving throws.
$16.
Solid 11.
Okay. Oh, well, you got lucky. I rolled very poorly. You only take 3 damage. And Charles, you only take 1 as the ground starts caving in. But you guys are only getting plopped on a little bit on your head because you see the brunt of it as you hear a huge snap, and a tree that has been burning crashes and falls, shakes the earth. So it's caused this cave-in with the brunt of it. And so struggling, his foot cave has collapsed onto him. Right at you, Gilderoy. He says, "You guys need to go quickly."
You said this was Holt that got collapsed?
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
I almost picture like he's holding it up right now for like the moments
Exactly.
that he can.
He is still on his feet, but he drops to a knee.
The Holt, I don't know how to save you, buddy. I don't know what to do. Sorry.
I don't think there's any saving me. So you guys have braked this. The whole tunnel is starting to collapse on all of you. And Nethaus, make another dexterity saving throw.
All of us, you said?
As you're clambering out of the tunnel.
All right, that's better. I got 18 on that one. And I think as like a last ditch thing, I like ripped that fox skull that he had attached to him, and like drag it with me as the tunnel collapses.
I got a 5.
Okay, you take 6 damage. 3 as the tunnel, and Sylvia.
You're cutting out a bit, to be honest.
I am?
Yeah, I don't know if that's just me hearing it.
No, I can't really understand what he's saying right now.
Oh, man.
Got it.
Do you think it's the mic?
It just seems
Or-
kind of laggy. I don't know.
Man, because I'm getting you guys clear. Anything else?
Like, I mean, I can make out for the most part what you're saying, but times it just goes quiet and it cripples. It cripples my ability to listen.
Shoot. Let me know if that's happening. We can not, I guess.
Okay, so we all had to make dexterity rolls to see if it collapsed. Nethaus took 6 damage.
I rolled 14.
You took 3.
Yeah, I
You
took
also
3.
take 3. You guys burst out on the other side of the firewall as the tunnel collapses, and you can see Holt. Just see the tunnel caving in on him as he drowned, and knew that these moles would be the end of him. So
I couldn't walk away while he's still visible, so I'm probably like basically staring into the abyss. I watch my friend die. And like as this tunnel collapses in and becomes his makeshift grave, that's where I would lay that fox skull back down and like, pat it a couple times. I wouldn't say anything.
I real quickly mumble a prayer that I learned. I don't really know it that well. I'm kind of like, may the earth take you back to its bosom. And may you nourish the future. And then that's it.
I'll probably turn to Nethhouse and, kind of nod at him, and I'd probably linger for a moment, but ultimately, we have an objective here, so.
yeah, and the fire rages on.
Quickly, before more friends are lost to the cause.
So, you guys know the direction of the. You want to try to make your way there?
Yeah.
As direct course as possible. I mean, I'm pretty sure everything we're moving in the direction of is burned down.
You guys are like on the other, and it's kind of moving inward rather than like it's moving outward a little bit, but it's expanding outward a lot slower than it's expanding inward.
Okay. So, I mean, we have to move away from this anyway. So I would imagine we're trying to just make the most direct route to our objective. I don't have any stops I need to make. Were we escorting the moles, or were they coming to help us to just dig this tunnel?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, men. I believe your services have been completed. If you can find your way safely home, it's your path to travel.
Find our way safely home. Find our way safely home. You are just going to go and fight these rat army? What? We're done now? You used us and we're done?
I would actually pick him up and like slam him into the tree and be like, look, man, my friend just died. Do you want to die? Because at this point, that's what it's looking like. You can leave if you want, or you can come with us and die. That's up to you, man. How about that?
No, the army's not out here right now.
Yo, what?
How do we know that the army's not out there? We gotta go.
Well, and I guess you're going to find the army one way or another, whether you want to or not, because that's where we're going. Look, man, you have the opportunity to save yourself or follow us into hell. You know where we're going.
The moles will huddle up in a language you don't quite understand. Mostly guttural and grunts, flaring of the. Fine, you guys go ahead.
Repeat the last part. You're lagging out sometimes, man. I don't know what to do about it.
heroes. Yeah. I don't know. I tried it if you guys want, but not really sure.
Sylvia tells the moles that their home is that way. You know, the big mole home is that way. And if they dig 20 feet underground or more, there's no way any of the army will detect them. Just burrow back home.
Fine. We will. Good luck.
Gilderoy would.
Digging.
We didn't offer to pay them or anything. They were just kind of coming with us.
Yeah, Sylvia is their commander. She told them, "I'm in charge of the moles right now, and you guys need to go with the other group, and you two need to come with us."
Gotcha.
And she
I would
great on
probably take out a portion of the food that we have. You know, if we have that much food, and like toss it to them. It's like, there you go, guys. Thanks for your help.
All right. Thank you. Good luck.
You as well. All right, Sylvia, Myth House. I believe we are halfway on mission.
Indeed we are.
So, traveling through this forest. It's about an 8-hour trek to the war camp.
I'm going gaily. I'm going to be drumming the whole way, and
Well, I mean, we're all relatively quick. I know I have increased movement. I don't know if Sylvia as a rogue does, but I know she does as a rabbit. And Charles, you can shapeshift?
yeah, but I can also we can do oh crap, what's the spell? Hold on a second, it's in my head. Pass without trace too.
Yeah. So we could fucking cruise.
So we can stealth through and cruise pretty well.
So I know I have like a 55 speed.
Okay. Are you going to cast Pass Without Trace?
Yep.
Okay. And I forget exactly all the rules of that. Can you just undetectable? Or
No, it adds +10 to all of our stealth checks.
okay. Cool. So, as you guys are making your way through this forest and the burning and crackling gets further and further to your backs, you can all hear and see the great firebird Oswego as the circle has almost been completed, but just a small path, a small opening left. And you can hear the clamors of warriors and the clashing of weapons and the screeching of Oswego. And suddenly Oswego tumbles out of the sky onto the ground, and you can no longer see him, but the clashes of battle still ring out. After a while, you guys are far enough to either not hear it or it ceases and you can no longer hear it. You're not sure which.
And these clashes, is this the Horde? Or is this like our people fighting the Horde?
It's pretty far out. You can just hear.
Sounds of war.
People screaming. Yeah, people screaming, weapons clashing.
I guess we're going to the Horde, correct? We are on our way to Volmer and Edward.
You're on your way to the war camp. Okay. Because the whole refugee camp evacuated and started fleeing to where there wasn't fire.
In Oswego.
Yeah. And you guys all went the other way, but it was at that point a 180-degree circle. So They were like fleeing as much as they could, but the circle started closing
coming back around.
Yeah. And you guys burrowed under. So the refugee camp was fleeing.
Is that's the sounds we hear? Is the cries of terror and
Yeah.
gotcha. Man, that's fucking how to not go insane in the woods.
You guys are pretty. So yeah, eventually you either get far away enough to not hear it, or it stops. You're not sure which.
Well, either our friends are dead, or we're heading in the right direction. Very sullenly, Gilderoy's like kicking rocks.
And as you guys continue on the path and you get closer to the war camp, you start seeing signs of scouting paths around you. I'll need you all to make a survival check.
Yeah,
8.
What did you get, Baron and Charles?
13.
13?
10's a hot number today.
15.
15. Okay, so Nethouse, you notice that you smell something terrible as you guys are making your way through the forest, and you start to see these scouting paths, and you see a nice fresh pile of shit. Definitely looks like weasel shit, and definitely looks fresh.
Man, I tell you what, I can't tell a weasel from a shit.
Weasels are furry.
There's fur on that.
Weasels are furry and they smell worse.
Are we all
Weasels
furry?
are furrier.
Yeah, that's what I meant, furrier.
Ah, well, either way, they're just as attractive.
So do you guys want to try to follow some of these
Turds.
scouting paths, or do you want to go off?
Well, I would say it's probably fastest to use the scouting path.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're passing without trace, so I'm sure we could get down the scouting path and potentially into the woods if we do see something coming.
Yeah.
Or we could put our wood into them. You guys got swords, right?
Yeah. I would turn to Neth House, who found the shit. You go ahead and choose for this time.
I say we go right down to the trail. We have passed without trace. We should have the advantage on that situation. So
Lead the way, my druidic friend.
I head on down the trail.
Okay. So this is nighttime. You guys left at night. It took some time to burrow, and you probably dawn. And you guys, as the path starts to, the whole forest starts to light up in that eerie dawn light, and fog rises from the ground. Birds are starting to chirp. And
would birds be chirping right now?
yeah.
I actually am going to forego recovering damage because I'm pretty sure Gilderoy wouldn't be able to sleep tonight. So something about, watching your friend get buried alive will keep you awake at night.
Oh, no, you guys are traveling. No one's sleeping. You guys are heading down the path.
Fair enough.
So the
I don't know
path,
how they...
yeah, you guys are just going down the path, and everyone make a perception roll.
Nat 20. First one.
Nice.
17 total.
7.
Cool. So you, Sylvia and Gilderoy, you can see a faint glow ahead of you, and Gilderoy, you can see that there is a band of about 5 weasels and stoats that are camped, that are not really camped, but just sitting around a small fire, cooking something. They have spears. A few of them are, 3 of them are looking out, and 2 of them are sitting by the fire.
Is this like the edge of the horde, or is this just a small? Like
This is, you are still
too far to
several
determine.
hours from the camp. So this is definitely not the horde. This is just a group it's kind of at like a conjunction of scouting paths,
Gotcha.
like a node,
Well, I would definitely have like a firm ass grip on my spear, and I was the one that seen the composition of this group, right? So I would, relay that to my friends without dropping my gaze at this spot. And, well, do we kill him? Or do we go around?
If this is the nexus point of all the scouting, people will notice that these people are missing.
Gilderoy would let out a sigh. You're right. I suppose we should go around them. If we take a path through here, we should be able to skip by them without too much problem.
Nethouse, how long does your Pass Without Trace spell last?
Give me a second.
Lasts 1 hour.
Yep, 1 hour.
Okay. Charles, roll a d20.
Nothing affecting it?
No.
11.
Okay, so it has been about 45 minutes since you cast your spell. So everybody roll stealth with plus 10. Plus whatever you have, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I got an 18.
Got a 33.
I was gonna say I just about transcended my ability to disappear and fucking got a 29.
Okay, so describe to me how you guys are sneaking around this camp.
I mean, realistically, we're probably the closest thing you can get to a shadow while still being alive. Because with rolls as high as that, there wasn't a twig that we snapped. There wasn't a leaf that we brushed. There wasn't a track that we left. We honestly probably were like fucking ghosts haunting these people. They were probably afraid to look into the woods for what they might find.
Sylvia actually managed to make noise in another area by throwing a rock, distracting them, and jumped overhead from tree to tree and dumped a bunch of poison in their food.
We managed to like steal their clothes off of them while they were wearing them. We pulled like you tap them on the shoulder and like. Huh?
As Gilderoy and Sylvia basically just have their way wherever they want, cloaked in extreme stealth.
Fucking one of them gets a wet willy.
Nethouse is doing phenomenally in mimicking their movements, and he gets a little too bold, a little too brazen, and he actually does step on a twig, snapping it. And although the others were on lookout and saw nothing of Gilderoy and Sylvia, they did see a flash, perhaps, of, could that be a chipmunk? And one nudges the other and he says, "Hey, there's something over there. Did you see that?" "No, I didn't see that. There's nothing over there. What do you mean?"
I was gonna say maybe if me and Sylvia were being as sneaky as we were, we could try and like a deception check or something to kind of try and pull his attention back away from Nethouse.
Yeah. Nethouse, roll a stealth check again with advantage if Gilderoy and Sylvia are going to be trying to distract them. And then I'll need both of you guys to roll deception to see if your distraction works.
I rolled a 25.
Cool.
I'm sneaky. I'm also a liar because I got a 19.
I only got a 14, so you beat me.
Okay. All right. So you guys are able to successfully distract the three guards, and they quickly rush over to an area where none of you are, and the other two at the fire get up and start peering around and see nothing. You guys can continue along and meet back up with the path to head towards the war camp, or you can continue trying to move without a path, but it will be difficult terrain, prolonging the time it takes to get to the...
If people travel with me, we ignore difficult terrain, so let's go through difficult terrain.
Sweet. So you guys are cutting through the brush, trudging through the forest, making your way towards the war camp. The sun is starting to peek through the tops of the trees down to the ground where you guys are, and golden rays are coming across, and it's silent and it's beautiful, and for a second you forget about all of this rat horde in Oswego and Econicum, and you're realizing just how beautiful the Heartland can be and should be and typically is, and the harsh juxtaposition of your grim reality. And eventually
there's like a small stream of like smoke in the air that's kind of like that backdrop. You're like, oh fuck, it's tainted.
And as you guys are heading towards the camp, you can notice that there is a field with a giant oak tree in the center. And the oak tree is surrounded by tents, and they're trees, but it's a lot less dense here. And that is the war camp. As you guys approach the edge of this field, you can all remain hidden in the forest, but you can see there's open field and a ditch and a makeshift wooden fence that you would have to cross if you want to try to get into the war camp. And about 100 yards of open field that you would have to run across.
We arrive at the work camp.
I'm all about that burrowing. We could just burrow under. Is there a tent that looks like it should be? I mean, we're here to kill somebody and rescue our buddy, right?
That's the plan. Kill Volmer, rescue Edward. He's got a baby or some shit.
Do we see where there's like a big tent to be like, ah, that's where Volmar would be staying because, you know, they've always got the better tent?
Yeah, you see this giant oak tree with about 4 trees surrounding it. And the giant oak tree has a black hollow that you can see. And you don't see any large tent, but you can't see behind the giant oak tree. And this war camp encircles the oak tree.
Do we see like a pen or something that they would hold slaves in?
It's hard. Really, all you can see from this distance is kind of the tops of the
Right.
tent.
Well, as we make our approach, that's something I would like to look for.
Well, are you going to? So there's about 100 yards of open field, and then a ditch, and then makeshift wooden fences. And they're in the trees that are surrounding this giant oak tree, of which there are 4. There's platforms with rats on them, as these are like makeshift watchtowers. The rats are on platforms and in branches. And you guys are kind of at the edge of the forest and haven't quite made your way into the field.
Nethhouse, can you cast anything that produces fire?
Sorry, can I cast anything on what now?
That would catch things on fire or produce fire? Or is that something you can't do? So I have a lantern and some oil, but it would almost be fun to get them at their own game and catch them on fire.
I could use my firebolt.
Because, I mean, if there's 150 feet in a ditch, you know, that ditch should essentially...
100 yards, so like 300
100 yards. 300 feet, okay. Well, at this point, I'm sure... What's a few hundred more feet of burnt grass if it gets out of our hand a little bit? But, yeah, I mean, tents are flammable. Wooden planks that create, you know, these platforms are flammable. We are 3 people trying to take out a horde, so we have to come up with some sort of AOE kind of thing.
How big is this camp?
So this camp is big enough for several hundred troops. However, you notice that a lot of the platforms on the watchtowers and the trees, a lot of the branches are empty, and it doesn't seem like everyone is here. And as you realize this, along the main path into the camp, you guys start to see dust rising along the path. And you hear troops marching, coming back. And as you guys see this, do you want to... You all need to roll a stealth.
I want to also investigate the sound and see if I can guess how many people there are.
Okay.
18 on the die for stealth.
Sweet.
And they're coming out of the woods or going into the woods?
Coming out of the woods, approaching
Okay.
this like field area, and going into the main camp.
So any kind of advantage in lack of numbers we're losing right now.
Yeah. And
Well, then it might be.
We're not losing, we're gaining, aren't we?
no. They are marching into the camp.
So it might, as much as I would like to kill this dude right fucking now, might be worth, kicking it this distance away and just kind of doing some reconnaissance for a portion of the day, at least until it gets dark, so we have an advantage. Once
Yeah,
I'm sure our plan is going to be to burrow under this.
What did Sylvia and Charles get for, or Sylvia and Nethouse get for stealth?
15.
I got 21.
Okay, so you guys see most of the rats and weasels and stoats on the platforms and the watchtowers turn towards the army that is returning home, and they're cheering as you see Volmer leading his army back into the camp. And they're carrying on a pike the head of a squirrel. And they're bringing back wagons full of supplies. And you see this long trail of the refugees now in chains or shackles, vines tying their hands together. It's about a quarter of how many refugees were in the camp that have been, it looks like they've been marching all night back. Everyone's weary, and the rats are cheering from the watchtowers as they enter the camp.
Well, Jesus Christ, Philip. That's fucked. All right, so I guess if their attention's at this horde, we could fucking maybe beeline it another direction and maybe sneak in from the back or a side of this that's not occupied with soldiers, knock out some guards, and try and take some fucking uniforms or something and start a riot. I don't know how else we're going to kill all these people and rescue all these slaves.
I don't think we are.
Okay. Here's the thoughts I have. We can start a fire like you said. I could summon like a bunch of small monsters to cause a distraction too. Or I could do like a lightning storm, like the call lightning, and just start hitting the camp with it. But yeah, I don't know how we're gonna actually. I almost think we maybe another pass without trace spell and see if we can get in.
You guys hear the screeching of Oswego, and you notice that he's not flying the air that you hear the screeching. And you see, after all of these slaves are passing, a few rats pulling this giant cart where Oswego is tied down, and he's just, they have to be far enough away so that the flames don't reach them that Oswego is spitting out, and they're pulling him into the camp.
Would you say that you said Oswego was like more of a deity figure than it was like a creature, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, between my I don't know if someone else was going to say something before I get started.
Well, I think the best
Yeah,
way
my
to
comment
defeat
was
those
really out of
people-
character. Baron, that raised eyebrow you gave when he said Oswego was coming in, that was awesome.
I think we should free Oswego. And
Well, yeah, that's the obvious choice. Not at this point.
if we do
I
that,
think between
she'll kill
my
everything
knowledge
for
of
us.
taught religion and Nethhouse's more intimate knowledge of nature, I'm sure, being as most gods are somewhat nature-based, even fire, which is a natural thing, we would at least be able to kind of like give it the body language, like, "Yay, bro, we're on your side. We're saving you. Don't fucking eat me," kind of thing.
Well, the thing with Oswego is he's your perspective. He may be bad, but he's really more a force of nature.
And that's why I'm saying, like, maybe maybe not me at all. Maybe your knowledge of how nature's roles partake in the natural world, you would be able to do this as our druid, kind of in the sense that a cleric would appease a.
I mean, I don't know if you remember, but we were given what do you call it? Not a riddle, but a vision of what was supposed to happen, what he's supposed to do. Not a vision, but somebody told us. But from my perspective, that's not necessarily bad. It's just he's going to cause a lot of destruction before he does good.
Well, my
Which
question
we
is,
could
how's he tied
translate
up?
as he's done already, technically.
True, but
How's Oswego tied up?
I might want to cast an endure fire elements though, or if we're going to get near him.
So they have basically latched together all of these giant bones and created like kind of, they're using the giant rib cage that's tied down onto the cart so that it's something hard that keeps, and he's kind of sitting like like a chicken that's laying down almost. Like he's pretty flat and his head is up and restrained by his wings.
About how many people or critters do we see, dealing with him at the moment? Can we see that?
Yeah, there are about 20 that are pulling the cart.
There are, but it's the rib cage is lashed to the cart, right?
Yeah. The rib cage is like those bracers that you would see in like someone who's
Straight
being
jacket or
restrained.
something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my first question is, what the fuck rib cage is that? Where did they
Right?
find that?
There's some bigger shit out there,
I
guys.
don't want to deal with that. Do we have any? I am extremely short range, so.
Well, low key, I want to just run up there and cut all the things before they have a chance to react to the fact I'm cutting all the things.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say we could stealth up there, and you could use your sneak attack on the lashings, and I can jump, and maybe I can jump over them and do the same. Nathalis has a little bit more range than we do, so if we break this bird out, maybe the intimidation factor of Oswego being loose will kind of scatter these dudes away from us. They're vermin. They're all cowards anyway.
Are you ready to do something stupid that'll risk everything?
Pretty sure that's what this entire quest has been.
If you run up there all by yourself and distract them, they're not going to attack you because they'll be too interested in how there's only one of you. Then Druid Boy over here can rain death upon them, and they'll think this will be like, oh no, there's death, and they won't even notice me coming up behind and cutting all the ropes. And then we just have to run away while Stego kills everything.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with being the dummy here. I'll take Holt's place as shield.
Okay. So you guys are watching watching the army march into the camp. At this point, it's just the cart with Oswego and all of the guys pulling it that are kind of in the field portion. They're not in the camp yet.
Well, at this moment, I think is where I would take my opportunity to kind of just bum rush them realistically, maybe even killing the guy close. I would imagine he's about halfway through, like, the cart itself, like right in the middle of all the people surrounding this. I'm just going to, run up and stick him, and I'm sure they'll even, I'll probably, What time is
it? Yeah, so you're like 150 feet away. You can get there in a dash round, right? Because you're a hare.
It'd be 2.
Oh, 2 rounds?
It'd actually be 3. I move 50. All right, no, you're right. I can move there in 2 turns. I move 110 feet in a dash.
So you'd be super close in 1 dash, and then you could just do a move action. You wouldn't have to dash again.
Correct.
Okay, so is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I would like to kind of do it. I guess I can't really do it stealthy. That's kind of why I was asking what time is it. You said it's the morning time. They were just returning, marched all night.
Yeah.
I almost picture
they've been fighting all night. All of the army, they're coming back into camp.
Like I picture they're kind of moving at a northeasterly path into this because we were from the south. So maybe the sun is shining them in the eyes. They're all kind of trying to get into camp, fucking fighting all night and tired and shit. And I'm just gonna beeline and try and hit him square in the middle and do my best to kill the guy that I hit. And maybe Nethhouse can back me up as he approaches, allowing Sylvia to kind of route her way behind them to cut the lashings.
So I imagine you guys are coming from probably the southwest, where you're approaching this camp, and they're coming from the northwest. So they're not the sun's not going to be quite in their eyes.
Well, I mean, if they're coming from the northwest, it'd still be in their eyes. The rise is in the east.
Oh yeah, sorry, of course. So yeah, it will be in the...
That's what I need.
So, so go ahead and.
Well, that's roughly 2 turns, so I don't know if they want to set up their kind of 2-turn action, if you will.
Yeah, Sylvia and Nethhouse, what would you guys like to be doing as Gilderoy tells you what his plans are?
I'm going to bolt so that I am not in the line of sight. If they're looking at him, they won't see me. I'm going to try and go around the side a little bit.
Still towards the cart, though?
Yeah, towards the cart, but if he's going straight at the cart, I'm going at the cart like this.
Yeah. And what's your speed?
I can move 90 feet around.
Okay. And Nethhouse?
I'll just follow him in. Here's my thing. He wants to go by himself, so I don't really want to draw attraction to myself and get myself in a situation.
Didn't you say you could summon something? Summon something?
Yeah, I can summon some woodland animals.
I think in this sense they'd be insects, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that and have them kind of follow me in out of the woods, allowing you to potentially go with Sylvia or come in at a later point.
How about before we do this, we set a fire somewhere else to cause a distraction, and then cause more chaos.
I mean, realistically, I'm trying to hit them before they get into the camp with Oswego.
Okay. Well, then, I'll just summon 8 ants.
Yeah, ant cavalry.
And they're going to be running with you, Baron?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So, if you're just bolting, you can't really roll a stealth.
No, I'm figuring I'm going to dash. I guess it depends on if they see me. I figured they're weary from battle. They've been up all night. Yeah. Looking into the sun. I'm going to dash as fast as I can, as far as I can, and then that last 40 feet, try and stealth my way up there to hit the guy.
Yeah, but everyone in the towers is going to see you.
At this point, that's a risk I have to make.
Yeah. So as you and the ants are sprinting towards this, what's the ant movement, or what creature are you reskinning for that? Nethos.
Wolves.
Wolves. Okay, sweet. So these are like giant.
It could be like hunter spiders.
Yeah, exactly. That's really what I'm picturing. Actually, is hunter spiders. Like,
all right. That's scary as fuck.
yeah, exactly.
Like, let's downplay the fact that I'm a rabbit. There are some huntsman spider wolves that are fucking trekking out with me. It's like, okay, I'm not fucking with that dude. I don't know what that dude's got going on, but I'm not doing this. Burn the whole forest down. They're on the right path. Go, Oswego. Burn it down.
So, as they see this, you hear the creatures in the trees yelling, and as they loose arrows at you guys. What's your AC?
My AC is 18.
There's no way they can hit us. We're way the fuck from.
Well, they're up at a higher elevation, and they probably have longbows, and I mean...
You're 150 feet from them.
And I'm sure this area has been cleared specifically for the fact that maybe they can reach this far.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I thought we were 150 yards away.
No, you were 100 yards away, and that was halfway.
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine then.
We've been... I know I have at least. I'm probably close as shit if this cart's been moving the whole time.
What's the spider?
Wait, hold on. As a monk, can't you spend a bonus action and a key point to take the dodge action?
Yeah, absolutely. I can also catch arrows, so...
Fuck yeah. So,
Plus, I'm all fucking pissed off because Holt's dead, so I'm trying to kill some shit.
So, 2 of the wolves get hit. And I'll roll the damage for them first. Sorry, guys.
Did I get hit? Do you still have to roll that?
You did get hit by 1 arrow.
All right, well, I'm going to roll to see if I can catch it.
Perfect.
While you're doing that. I rolled. Did it do more than 14 points of damage?
Yeah.
It did? All right.
Yeah.
Well, I reduced it by 14.
Okay, so you take 3.
Yeah, so maybe it like fucking
Grazed your hand. Yeah, grazed your paw.
But it's like I'm a badass, so I break it, and pull it out the other side. Because fuck you.
Exactly.
3 points of damage. That's nothing. Holt would be unfazed.
But you see 2 of the spiders just get pinned to the ground and just go limp. And now you have 6 spiders trailing with you. And the cries of all of the watchmen in the towers has arisen to the company that was pulling the cart, and they drop the rope and start to pull out their swords, all 20 of them.
Fucking come the fuck at me. So I'm gonna go ahead and follow through with my, initial attack here, and just try and.
So yeah, at this point, that's been 1 round. So I guess everybody needs to roll initiative.
We in it now. Another 20. Holt's fucking furious. Not Holt. Gilderoy.
I got an unnatural 20.
14.
Okay, so sorry, Gilderoy, what was that?
I got a 20. Actually, I got a 23.
Sweet. All right.
I was ready. I'm running at them.
Yeah, exactly. And Nethouse, that will be when your wolf spiders react. And then we will go ahead and roll Gilderoy. You're first.
All right, so I'm running, and I actually, as I get shot and break the arrow, it's when I pull out my spear, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fucking run into this guy with the sharp end of my stick as hard as I can. And the first one is a 15 plus 6 for 21.
Oh yeah, that hits. These guys are wearing light armor, like not very much because they're sweating pulling all of this huge cart.
All right, so I also have an extra attack. My first one was 7 damage. My second attack, I got 14, or 13 rather.
13?
Yes.
13 hits.
So 7 plus 6 for a total of 13. And I'm going to go ahead and use one of my key points for Fury of Blows. And for aesthetic purposes, this is all one attack. This is me laying into this guy with a full round of action and damage in one attack, if you will.
Yeah.
So the next one is 17 to hit, 14 to hit, and 8 to hit.
So just the last one does not.
For a total of 26 damage.
Okay, so the 26 for the round or 26 for those two?
26 for the round.
Okay, so go ahead and describe how you kill 2 of these creatures.
So I'm going to actually take back what I said about the arrow hitting me in the hand. It, like, sticks me in the shoulder or something. And, Gilderoy is unfazed. Continue my charge. Any of these critters had seen a badger in real life, that's the kind of ferocity I'm going for here. I'm emulating Holt to the best of my abilities. And I run into this guy with the sharp end of my spear so hard that it, the whole cart, despite its size, kind of shudders a bit. And I want to say that I pin this dude to the fucking cart and pull it out almost in an intimidating fashion to look at the next guy, and it's like, you're next, let's go.
Yeah, and you killed 2 of them.
I'll take it. So yeah, fucking pierce 2 right to this fucking.
Sweet. Sylvia.
Okay, so was it 150 feet away total?
Yeah.
All right, I make it this round with my action intact, and I pull out a dagger and I cut one of the ropes, the backmost rope furthest away from the combat.
I think they're probably latched with. I don't know, how is this rib cage attached to the cart?
With vines, right? I can cut vines.
Was it vines? I didn't know if it was hinges or some shit.
Yeah, the rib cages are kind of latched down with very thick vines. You'll have to roll an attack to break one vine.
All right. Here's my die. I add 8 is 20 to hit.
Okay, you hit it.
I'll need to deal some damage. Nope, I use D6 for this. It can take 10 damage.
All right, so you cut the vine, and one of the 3 rib cages that are holding Oswego down kind of pops off, and he starts to flail and flap and move. And Nethaus, go ahead and go for you and your wolves.
Can we just roll an attack roll for all the wolves?
Yeah, they're just kind of laying into all of these 18 remaining ferrets, stoats, weasels.
Okay, 15 if you want to count that all for the wolves. And I was going to throw a flame bolt, but I missed. Rolled an 8.
Damn. So what's the range on your flame bolt?
120 feet.
So, okay. So you can like move and then kind of launch it. So you're in the field area. And so go ahead and roll damage for your wolves. You can just roll 1 and multiply it by 6.
8 points of damage.
Okay. So you take the 6 wolves, rip apart 3 of the ferrets and stoats that were just dropped the rope that they were using to pull this cart as they're readying their weapons. And the spiders just kind of like jump onto them, maul them, drag them down. Their fangs just ripping into them. And as the remaining troops draw their weapons, and some have slings, they start to barrage the wolves and Gilderoy. Okay. Sorry, Gilderoy, what's your AC again?
18.
All right. Let me write that down. Okay. They're also going... Okay, so 2 of the wolves get killed. And Gilderoy, you get hit once for 7 points of damage. As the rats are now starting to move surrounding the wolves, or sorry, the wolf spiders, surrounding the spiders, trying to skewer them before moving on to you guys. Sylvia, roll a dexterity saving throw.
I got 19.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. You take 20 points of fire damage as Oswego turns his head towards you and blasts you with a breath of fire.
Is this thing like unintelligent?
It's... You can go ahead and roll medicine.
I'm not gonna roll medicine. It's fine. Whatever. It's just kind of dumb that it would attack the thing saving it, but whatever. That's fine.
It may... I mean... It's clearly not in its cognizant state. Like, it's... If you want to roll medicine, I mean, you can figure out if it's like being drugged or maybe arcane or something like that to figure out if it's charmed.
Nope.
Okay. So everybody needs to, or everybody except Sylvia, so Nethaus and Gilderoy, you need to make dexterity saving throws also.
$13.
Okay. Gilderoy?
20 not nat.
20 not nat. Okay. So, Gilderoy, you will take 8 damage as arrows are raining down into the whole group of you and these rats and ferrets and stoats, as 4 of them fall, and you take 8 damage. And Nethaus, they're firing at you also, and you take 16.
So I think they're down 10 now?
Down to 11. 11. Yep.
Okay.
And it is the top of the round. The rats and the ferrets and stoats are all screaming. The slaves are being drug into the war camp as they're looking back at you guys, cheering for you. And Volmer comes forward, shouting orders, telling them to get the slaves to the pits. Take out these fools.
And at the sight of Volmer, Gilderoy's blood starts to boil, and he turns away from Volmer, and he looks back to Nethaus, and he looks back to Oswego. Oswego, we beseech you! And I don't know if there's lashings on my side, but that's what I'm going to try and hit with my action.
Okay, so you can bound out. So
are they only on the other side?
The soldiers that are pulling the cart are all in front of the cart.
I'm talking about the bindings of these cages that are holding him down. You said there was 3 of them.
Yeah, those are on the cart. So
right. Am I in range to hit one of those, or are they on the other side?
You will have to provoke an attack of opportunity to move away from the fighters to the cart to hit them.
I believe I can disengage with a key point.
All right. There you go.
As a bonus action.
And then, yes, you can absolutely make your way to one of these.
That's what I'm going to do. Do I want to do that? I don't think I want to do that. So what I'm going to do is actually... I don't know if this is a bonus action. I can use the wholeness of body that I get from Way of the Open Hand to recover HP 3 times my monk level, for a total of 18 points. And that's just a free feature, I guess. Doesn't say bonus action or anything. So I'm going to do that to gain 18 hit points back. And actually what you see is like a shining shroud of a badger behind me that's kind of like radiating a peaceful aura, hopefully. 18. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack the rat in front of me that I would have had to disengage from with both my attacks. A 16, or not 16, a 22 and a 14.
Both hit.
All right. For a total of 8 damage and 7 damage.
Okay, so you kill him.
And I kind of like picture me removing my spear from like the side of this cart, the 2 bodies slumping down. And like in that action, like I'm just turning this into like a wide arc, and it like, like the guy goes to back up and like you see like a red line in his fur as like he falls over. And, I'm going to bring my spear around and kind of look at the next one. So that's a total of 10 down, I believe. And kind of prepare myself in a stance that would be more defense rather than offensive. And basically what I'm doing is I'm spending a 3rd key point out of my total of 6 to use a dodge action as my bonus action.
Okay, I thought you were going to hit one of the restraints.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
Just because otherwise I'm going to get fucking ran down.
Okay, cool.
So I just killed the guy in front of me instead.
Yep. And took a key point for defensive action. And Sylvia.
What kind of action would it be to untie these things by hand?
That would be a...
Or would it be a single action is the question.
Yes, it would be a single action. And I think what I would have you do is roll like an investigation to look at the knot. And if you succeed on that, you'd have an advantage on a sleight of hand to untie it. But that would just be one action.
Well, I'm going to move over and use a cunning action to use the use object action to untie this thing. I will investigate. Hold on. Gotta scroll up. Investigate is +6. I got 15.
Okay, so this is a pretty simple knot, and you can untie it with advantage.
And this is sleight of hand?
Yes.
Okay, sure. I have a +7 to that. And I have advantage, so... Oh, 26. Nailed it.
Yep, you untie it effortlessly, and Oswego is able to now start to like almost kind of open its wings, and it's really moving, thrashing about now.
Right, and that was just my bonus action, so I'll use my regular action to do the exact same thing and untie it.
Great.
That's 19 on investigation, so I'm going to get advantage again. And 23 to untie it, so Oswego can kill me now, it's fine.
I want to say that like timed out just right with Oswego, we beseech you.
Absolutely it did.
And yeah, even as you're untying it, you can feel that Oswego is just able to like rip it off also, and you kind of release it, and these ribs just fling wide open as Oswego leaps, stretches out his wings, and smashes straight into the ground in a huge cloud of dirt that flies up, and he's kind of like flapping his wings around, kind of like a winged or wounded creature.
God damn it. Fucking Oswego, you piece of shit. Fucking useless.
He does lurch after he kind of like tumbles to the ground. Actually, sorry. Nethaus, your action.
Can I do a nature check and see if there's any way I can think of to help him?
Yeah, for sure.
Because the only thing that crossed my mind is throw a firebolt at him and see if it strengthens him, but that could be bad too right now.
He's got a large thorn in his foot.
I got an 18.
Okay, so yes, you can tell that this is the sign of a drugged animal. Like, he has been put under some kind of either spell or charm or mind control serum. You don't really know what's going on, but this is not a creature who is making all of his own actions despite him trying to. Oh, and then...
Okay, I dipped out at spell and charm.
Yeah, so he's just under some sort of arcane influence.
Well, if he's fighting it, maybe we can just, basically use him as a... has he shown any, like... I guess obviously he fucking breathed fire at Sylvia. So he is still somewhat under control. But...
Well, he's not under control. He's just...
flapping around, fucking... We're dealing
just
with
like,
retarded DD.
He's drugged, He's scared. He's like...
Fucking Gilder's like, fucking go be a little bitch. Handle your shit. Goddamn. So, I think actually... it's Charles' turn still. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he rolled that. So, Charles, do you want to do anything else with that knowledge?
I'm thinking. Just give me a second. Looking at my spells, seeing if I can come up with something. I have an idea. I don't think it'll work, but at this point, okay. I don't know that this will work, but I'll take your guys' opinion real quick. I could try to cast Animal Friendship on him and see if that'll help reset the situation. Or I can try to talk to him.
Both sound reasonable. I don't know if he classifies as an animal.
Yeah, I know that, but at this point, I don't have any other. Unless you want me to, because I will lie. My next thought was to throw a lightning bolt at what's his name. So
I like that one. I like the one where you throw a lightning bolt at what's his name.
Yeah, let's kill fucking Bulmer. Let's go get his ass. Actually, I don't know how many guys are in between him and I, so.
But you guys have got to get away from the Firebird if we don't do something with him.
Does anybody have a bow and arrow? Shoot the Firebird and see if it'll start spewing fire everywhere. Catch this fort on fire.
I have a bow and arrow.
He already doesn't like you.
I'll claim on him next
Oh,
turn.
to hell with it. I'm going to cast Animal Friendship. First off, can I get within 30 feet of him?
You're right next to the chart, aren't we? I just don't know how fucking big this thing is.
Where's our DM at?
Sorry, I was muted. So yeah, I'm assuming that you've been moving every round. You can definitely get within 30 feet of him.
Okay, I'm going to pray to the gods. I'm even going to pray to Oswego that this spell will get through to him so that I can help. And then I cast Animal Friendship.
Okay, and what does that do?
It basically just makes an animal my friend. It probably normally wouldn't work because he's more than just an animal, but I'm going for a wild shot at this point.
Okay, so roll. You don't have like roll nature also.
And I'm calling to my gods.
Bringing your friends back from the brink with friendship.
A 16.
Okay, so you are trying your best to communicate with him, and you are able to kind of get him to calm down at least and stop flailing around as he like cocks his head towards you, like he can see that you're trying to talk to him but doesn't understand what you're saying.
Well, that gives me an idea for next round.
And now the hobgoblins are advancing. Whoops. Shit.
Damn it, Phil, you blew it.
Now the rats.
I'm going to run and go grab my monster manual right now.
The rats and the weasels are advancing upon you, Gilderoy. And they are going to start slashing at you.
I have advantage, or they have disadvantage on attack rolls against me for my dodge.
Cool. And are just whiffing around you but are able to take out the remaining wolf spiders that are terrorizing their group. Oh, Nethos, we didn't roll for them. Real quick.
13 hit.
Yep.
And 5 damage.
Okay, 10. So they're able to take out 2 more of the weasels, and there's just bodies all over these ropes that are pulling the cart, and the spiders are laying crumbled with them. And everybody roll a dexterity saving throw.
14.
14 and 15.
17.
Okay.
8.
Man, Nethos, you're going to take 14 damage, and Sylvia and Gilderoy, you are each going to take 7 as arrows just continue hailing down, and they take out 2 more of their own in just ruthless abandon. Fog starts to slowly surround you guys as Volmer, you can see he's kind of staying at the main gate that the path is leading into the camp with. And you see the creature that is beside him almost looks like some sort of giant disfigured raven with hooks on its wings, and it's constantly shifting its appearance and hopping about right next to Volmer. And recognize this as Niconicum, this abominable creature. Or wait, Gilderoy. Probably everyone knows who this is. This is the Dark Raven that has been pitted against civilization for centuries, constantly trying to drag it down. As the fog surrounds you guys and your visibility starts to decline, Gilderoy, it is the top of the turn, and you get to go.
Seeing, what was this dude's name?
Niconicum?
Niconicum? That's dope. Mm-hmm. So seeing him, maybe I have like a flashback to when I learned about him in the monastery. I'm just going to try and pull any prior knowledge on him to maybe decipher if he has the ability to influence the minds of others, either with a history or religion check.
Yeah, do it.
I don't even know what my fucking history or religion checks are. Not good.
I'll just say this now before he gets the results. Sylvia is assuming that that's the cause of the bird getting.
I got 29. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you know that this creature thrives on manipulating others, and alone is maybe not the most powerful creature, but excels at using others to do its bidding. You knew who Niconicum was when you saw them leaving the dead tree where Marl Fox was after you slayed them.
Gotcha,
or no, before you slayed them, right before the kind of flurry of
feathers. So how far away are they from me? I'm at the cart. They're at the gate. How far is the gate?
Yeah, so they're about 150 feet away from you, and the slaves have now been all drug in, and there are just masses of troops forming around around Necronicum and Volmer to motion them towards you guys, and the fog just surrounds you.
I don't
And
think I'm going to be able to hit that dude from here, unfortunately.
Yeah, with the fog, you guys lose visibility of them.
But not Oswego, who is massive.
Not Oswego. Yes, and burning. Yeah.
And on fire, yes. Is he like made of fire, or is it just like parts of him are on fire? Could I touch him?
It's like embers. Yeah, you could touch him, but there's like embers that kind of come out of him. Like you never know where the fire is going to be, but he's hot. And
so, all right. I don't know. How do you want? I'm going to try. My melee attacks are treated as magical for the sake of overcoming immunities, but I'm not trying to hurt it. I'm thinking that like I'm going to use my attack. I actually don't know how many fucking guys are left. I'm sure not very many. But I would like to close the distance.
6.
I'd like to close the distance between he and I, and use my attack, if you will, to, mechanically participate like an attack. But it'd be more of like I'm trying to like embrace this thing, like cull it back to our sides using like the order of gilded fucking knowledge passed down through the ranks of this fucking monastery on how they interacted and defeated the old gods, like maybe like a proper way of communicating with this thing or invoking a conversation. I'm gonna fucking hug it, okay? Attack hug. Can I do that?
Yeah, but roll insight or maybe persuasion.
Yeah, I can see either of those. Hold on, let me see which one I want to do. I'm gonna go insight.
Okay.
Just trying to like feel its flow,
Can you use a key point too?
I could.
And
do you
then
want me
this,
to?
Yeah, use a key point. You'll have advantage on the insight, and it'll have much better effects.
Okay. So advantage on the insight, and my bonus is +4, so I got a 19 and a 16. So 21 or 23. Fucking give it a big ol' hug. It's okay, buddy. You're gonna be alright.
Yes, and so you remember back at the monastery, the chant that you guys would do that would help close your mind off to the prying of others and kind of just get into a state of meditation and introspection, self-reflection. And as you are...
I feel like it's almost like where I'm using my key to communicate rather than, my voice or a language. I'm basically using like raw emotion to fucking talk to this thing.
Yeah, and you are able to not communicate, but you are able to feel emotion. And you know that he is scared, that he...
Is that just me, or did we lose Philip?
No, he dead, bro.
All right, Philip, back up, back up. We lost you for like 2 minutes.
Damn, sorry guys. So
he's scared.
Yeah, he's unable to control himself. He is desperately fighting this, and you can tell that he's almost like distracted when you're talking to him, seemingly going through an unseen battle. And he's telling you that you need he can't be released unless Necronicum releases him.
Okay, so I don't think I can do anything else in my action, I guess. But if I can feel his emotions, and he can probably feel mine, and Gilderoy's fucking pissed.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he feels that rage in the same spectrum that I feel his fear.
Yeah.
And knowing that Mechanicum and Volmer, so maybe I fucking not necessarily coax him into breathing fire, but maybe just do something. Fucking fight, you coward. God. You're doing all you can. Well, fucking do more. Don't be sorry. Be better. You're a god. Fucking act like it.
So he will lurch up and start, trying to make his way and towards these creatures that have frankly already captured him once.
Well, if he's doing that, I'm gonna kind of I don't know if you guys have seen. Nah, never mind. I'm just going with him, not necessarily using a movement or anything, but I'm gonna just hang out and make sure nothing, because there's mist smoke around us, right? So they can't necessarily see me.
No, they can't necessarily see you.
So yeah, I'm gonna just kind of fucking go with him, and if they try and come after him, I'm gonna fuck him up. Hopefully, he doesn't step on me or lose control and kill me.
So, Sylvia, what would you like to do?
I would like to use my cunning action to hide in the smoke and then move out of it and shoot the weird bird thing that I assume is magical, because it's weird and all weird things are magical, probably.
Yeah, with the fog so dense, you can't see it.
Yeah, but I can walk out of the fog.
It's in the fog.
Oh, it is in the fog. I thought I was in the fog.
It's almost as if it's almost as if the fog is centered around this creature and has extended towards you like a giant fog cloud.
I misunderstood. All right, well then I want to stealth on over.
Okay. No problem. You would
definitely stealthing though. I'm hiding.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage. The fog is very thick.
Hell yes. Natural 20 gives me 27.
Yeah, so you are basically invisible in this mist, and the only thing that you can really see is Oswego, as he's so giant and he's hobbling towards this rat horde. Nethaus. It is your turn, Nethaus.
Okay, so I can't see him either, right?
You can't see Volmer or Niconicum, but you can see Oswego.
Okay, I think I'm going to cast Gusting Wind, but let me double check the spell real quick.
Could I have made my way all the way against the fence to hide? If I can move 60 feet and still hide?
I think we're 150 feet away from the fence.
To the ditch, no problem.
To the ditch? Great.
Yeah.
Okay, can I get within about 60 feet of where I think Oswego is?
Definitely.
Not Oswego, the crow. The crow, I mean.
Oh, you can try.
Okay, I want to cast Gust of Wind. It's a blast of wind 60 feet long and 10 feet wide, and I'm trying to get rid of that fog around him.
Great. It is completely successful. Go ahead and describe.
Any creature in that area has to make a strength savings throw or be pushed 15 feet.
All right, I'll make a strength savings throw. Natural 20. Strongest.
Okay, and mist and fog dissipates you see the horde surrounding Volmer and Niconicum, and they are
I
just
still want to
kind
throw a
of,
lightning bolt in his ass.
they lean into the wind. Rats and ferrets and stoats around them are blown, and they fall knocked prone, and others are, and you see giant being pulled on the backs of carts starting to come out of the gates that have giant nets.
Would this wind be powerful enough to give fucking Oswego some thrust to get his chicken ass in the air?
It might be.
Give him one of those like fucking horse ass slaps, like yeah, yeah.
So with that, it is now the action of the horde.
Well, did Nethhouse get his lightning? Did he?
Well, he did one spell. I didn't know if
Gotcha.
he can do another.
I don't know.
What kind of spell is Gust of Wind? Is it a bonus action or an action?
Action.
Okay, yeah, so you can't do the Firebolt also.
Oh, you can maintain the Gust of Wind as a concentration. That's dope.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, keep that up. It'll like stop the nets. Nets have holes. Shit.
So if you are going to do that, Oswego gets to react at the same time. So Nethaus, you can definitely like tell Oswego what your plan is if you want to have him kind of like try to ride this current.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
All right, so he's going to just rake his claws and wings, just clearing a path around him, devastating the rats and ferrets that are around him as they're just ripped to shreds or bludgeoned by his powerful wings and burned, their fur singed as he hits them. And then he makes a giant leap and starts to falter, but the wind gust kind of like picks him up a little bit. And Niconicum, with all of the fog now lifted, sees Gilderoy and Nethaus as the only creatures, and she can clearly tell that Nethaus is providing the escape for Oswego. Volmer orders the carts to stop.
I'm dead, guys.
And set up, and Niconicum kind of lurches towards you, Nethaus and Gilderoy, and will cast thorns out of her wings as she's flapping them towards you, and her feathers leach out, turning to thorns, and then strike you, Nethaus, for
How far away is this thing from us still?
about 120 feet. Striking you for 11 damage as these thorns are just weaving around her ferrets and rats and stick into you, each one.
Oh, I'm not doing too good, guys.
I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't been doing good since I got shot with arrows the first time.
And
Oswego did half my health and damage, so...
It's looking rough, guys. We haven't even touched Palmer, let alone the other thing.
and you guys will need to... I think you have to roll a concentration then. Oh, sorry, that'll be next round, Nethos. So everybody roll a dexterity saving throw.
Given me hiding in the ditch.
Not you hiding in the ditch.
Thank God.
15.
15.
21.
Okay, each of you take 8 damage as arrows continually just rain down from the towers. And it is Gilderoy's turn.
I believe I can actually deflect arrows as a reaction, so I'm going to try and do that again.
Yeah, do that.
I'm doing that. How much damage did we get hit with? 8?
Yeah.
I managed to catch it.
Nice.
I did not take damage. Stop shooting at me.
And it's your turn.
So Oswego is like half-assed teetering through the air. And I can see this raven creature thing.
Yep.
It's about 120 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
How far from me to the closest vermin is it?
Like less than 30 feet. They're thick between you and them.
Fucking Oswego should just breathe some fucking fire, clear path. But, I got really a whole lot of nothing until I can get close. So I'm gonna go cover my boy Neth's house from attacks. So I think he was behind me for the intent of this. So I'm gonna just back up, and I'm gonna use my action for a dodge, and just kind of put myself in between them and Neth's house.
Sylvia.
Oh, I'm gonna call out to Oswego. Breathe fire, you fucking chicken! Come on, I need you. We're losing.
So now can I see this person?
Yes.
All right. I am going to shoot it with my bow, and then I'm going to run and hide somewhere else.
Okay. Volmer or?
Nope, the magical thingy.
Okay.
Would you have an advantage on that since they're looking at us?
Actually, I have advantage because I'm hidden. Good point. That's not any better though. So 19.
You do hit with 19.
Excellent.
Fuck his ass up. We need Oswego.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot him, and then I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna hide. And I add 4 to that is 20 damage.
20 damage. And you're shooting him with arrows?
Yeah, with a longbow.
Okay, yeah, and you're able to just... The shaft penetrates right under its wing as it then looks right at you and crushes the arrow with its wing.
I move into a different part of the ditch and use my bonus action to hide.
Okay. And it looks like, this arrow did damage to it, but it didn't seem to bother it much at all.
Well, I was hoping to break its concentration on whatever spell it's casting over this Oswego.
That's true. And Nethouse, your turn.
Wait, does he count as a humanoid?
Yeah.
Okay, 22 damage then.
Okay. And Nethouse, roll concentration.
Can I see that raven?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm probably should try to heal myself, but I'm going to go ahead and be risky, and I'm going to throw a lightning bolt at that sucker.
I've been going risky this whole time.
$32 points of damage.
And that is magical?
Yeah, it's lightning.
Or fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sure he's going to make a savings throw because he'd make it against a 16.
What is it? Dex?
Yes.
Yeah. Succeeds. So is that half damage?
Yes.
Okay. As the firebolt just launches into it, and you see the creature kind of like get taken aback, potentially faltering, as you see Oswego able to pump his wings once and gain elevation. And now Volmer is issuing orders for his troops to encircle you guys. Kill the hare and the chipmunk. They need to die. They let our prize escape. And then he looks back at the carts. Launch the nets now. And the nets head towards Volmer or Oswego. As Oswego tries to dodge them, and he dodges the first one and lands right into the second one as the net encircles him, and he once again crashes to the ground. And he crashes into the camp, actually taking out dozens of tents with him.
I was like, what a fucking useless god. Jesus Christ.
Hey, he's doing his best, okay?
I don't care if he's sorry. I don't care if he sucks. Breathe fire. You're a fire god.
So everyone, not everyone, Gilderoy and Nethouse, you need to roll dexterity saving throws.
If this is to deal with arrows, I'm going to try and I'm going to catch Nethhouse's.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
So would you like me to do a dexterity saving throw, then try and catch it, or just try and catch it and take the brunt of mine?
Just try to catch it and take the brunt for you. Ooh.
All right. So I absorb 16 points of damage.
So he failed his, so he takes the full one. You automatically take the full one, but you succeeded on his, so that's only 11. So you take, Nethouse takes no damage, and you take 11.
All right. So in my mind, I didn't even catch it. I just kind of like stepped in the way. Like,
yeah,
Nethouse.
exactly.
Nethouse, it's on you, man. I can't get to them from here.
And the creature, the raven, is going to once again flap her wings with feathers becoming thorns. Yeah. Dealing another 6 damage to you, Nethouse, as the thorns find their purchase.
Is that something else I could probably step in the way of?
No, those are magic missiles.
Ah, yeah.
And it is your turn, Gilderoy.
Man, I have nothing. I got nothing really going on.
As you are just getting riddled with arrows, everybody sees this eerie figure just glowing white stepping out of the woods. He's dragging one gigantic axe in one hand and one gigantic flail in the other, hulking, lumbering. And all of you guys can recognize this clearly as what is Holt. But it's not Holt. There's nothing there. He's see-through or somewhat transparent. And this is the spirit of Holt. And you guys can hear him in your minds saying, "Warriors, you must run. I can distract them, but if you do not flee, you will die right now."
Holt, if we flee, everyone dies right now. We're fucked.
Not everyone has to die. Flee! And he starts running towards these rat horde with eyes glowing red, swinging his great axe and flail. And you can hear Nakana come, "Ah! It is a spirit! Kill it! Kill the spirit!" And Volmer issuing commands to his rats. And it is your turn, Gilderoy.
Well, Nethouse, old friend, I don't know if it's the wounds that are taking their toll on me or if I'm seeing things, but that appears to be a ghastly form of our old friend. So what do you say?
About time he got his ass here.
About time he got his ass here. Yes, you are correct in that. Fucking lazy ass. Him and Oswego been kicking it too much. He's telling us to flee. Do we flee? It's kind of like the universe opening a door for us, but we haven't accomplished anything. We freed the bird and it got captured again. I guess it's my turn then.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at a grand total of like 14 health. Fucking, I'm 120 feet away from both the people I need to kill, with an insurmountable amount of critters in between that point here. Our fucking linchpin weapon has been captured again. I don't even think I'd be in a position where I could run, just given my current state of well-being. I'm riddled with holes, man. I don't know. What's our plan here, guys?
Well, unless the DM lets me just destroy myself and let off all my spell energy at once, I say we have to run. We don't have much of a choice.
Where do we run to? We got nowhere to go. We're going to kick it in the woods while it burns down? I can't venture far. I'm fucked up.
Oh, I got 4, man.
Yeah, see, you're in the same boat. How far are we gonna run? Fucking Sylvia's 120 feet that way towards the enemy. She can't even hear this conversation. I might just in my delirium fucking haul ass towards the spirit of Holt and try and aid him.
Because the only other option I got is to hit him with another lightning bolt. I mean,
yeah. I could run and jump into them and you could hit me with the lightning bolt.
ride the lightning.
Yeah, fucking blaze of glory. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run up and try and fucking fight with Holt because running isn't gonna solve anything. We're gonna escape until they kill us. We got no allies. We can go to the moles, but the moles can't do shit because they're fucking moles. They haven't done shit. We're in a rock in an Oswego place.
As you guys are so Gilderoy, I guess you're like meeting up with Holt and kind of following this path that he's cleaving through straight towards Volmer.
Yeah, that's honestly the best fucking means of getting close to these people that I've heard since we started this fight. So, yeah, I'm going to do that.
So just like old times, you and Holt are maneuvering together, slaying vermin left and right.
How close would I be able to get with that?
You are halfway there.
So 60 feet. 60 feet is what I need. I'm going to throw my fucking spear. It's fucking spear time. I'm going to try and hit this. Fucking doesn't matter if we kill the fucking bird. Oswego's in a net. Ah, fucking birds, man. All right. Well, I'm going to fucking throw my spear and try and hit the bird.
Mm-hmm.
19 on the die. For a
that
total
hits,
of 25.
For sure. For sure hits.
Actually, no. I think this has to be... Fuck. Melee weapon. Never mind. I was going to hit him with a stunning strike, but unfortunately it's only melee. I hit him for 7 damage.
Great.
Great.
That's cute.
So yeah, I draw my sword and I continue along this path with Holt.
Yeah, Sylvia, what would you like to do? It's your turn, Sylvia. Can you hear me? Oh, you can't. Sorry, we can't hear you, Sylvia. We can hear Charles taking apart his house, though.
We're trying to.
Yes. Wait, get in melee with the bird with 60 feet? What do you mean? Like, that's range.
I think he wants to fight the crow bitch.
Yeah. But, so you're hidden, so you would have to reveal yourself as you are going to, like, fight it. Because you're kind of far down in the ditch. But, yes, you can run up and stab it.
Oh.
Right, it wouldn't. Hopefully. AC is 17, so if you rolled higher than that, you hit. Did. Perfect. Ooh, nice. As you tear into it, you see black blood oozing out of it for the first time. As it, you evil creatures will pay for this! Volmar, kill them! And Volmar kind of, after he's issuing commands. Oh, sorry, it's Nethhouse's turn.
You know what I'm about to do.
Do it.
Okay, 28 points of damage. And they save.
Oh, man. Nat 1.
Is that triple damage?
Oh,
I'm going to say it's
just kill it.
I'm going to say it's double, though. So that's what? Almost 60 points of damage?
56?
56. Oh, man. And right as Sylvia drives her sword through it, your firebolt connects, and you see Niconicum convulsing, feathers falling off of it, burning to a crisp, his eyes going black, red, green, just crazy colors as he shudders and collapses and slides right off Sylvia's sword. And Volmer bellows out, "No! Kill the critters!" And he goes to swing right at Sylvia.
We've lost Alex for the moment it appears. Oh, there he is.
So Sylvia, Volmer is going to just be hacking at you. What's your AC?
It's in the chat.
Oh, shit, sorry. Oh, shit. 19 AC and 9 hit points. And he is just in a fury, in a frenzy, hacking at you and hacking. And your quick martial aptitude, you're dodging, and then finally he hits Purchase, landing his blade right in between your ribs. And he pulls you closer to him, his fangs yellow and green with spit running out of his mouth, his foul breath. And he pulls you. "You'll never win. We got you now." And he then just tosses you into the ditch. Nethhouse and Gilderoy roll dexterity saving throws.
17. 17 plus 7. 24.
9.
Oh, shit.
No. No, those.
13 damage to Nethhouse. And
I'm down.
7 to Gilderoy.
I'm down.
Yeah, that's how.
Both my parties down. I have 7 health.
As the arrows continue to just rain down on you.
Oh wait, hold on. As a reaction, I can fucking catch this shit. I have to do that, or I'm gonna die. For a total of 4 plus my, that's 30 modifier plus my monk level. 7, 13 damage.
Okay, so you take, no damage.
So
and the arrows are just going through Holt's mystic figure.
at that point, I'd probably like look up to him like, Holt, our friends are dying. Our people are dying. Who knew that at the beginning of this quest, that death would be the outcome?
Death is always the outcome. Let's make sure it's the outcome for them too. And he just continues wreaking havoc with his great axe and heavy flail through these creatures. And
How
Gilderoy,
far have I made it? Am I close to the ditch? Would I be able to get to Sylvia or Nethhouse? Nethhouse is far behind me, as far as I know.
yeah, and it kind of like the crowd kind of like closes in
Behind me, yeah.
Yeah. So it will take one more round to get to kind of the gate area and the ditch where
Sylvia
Homer
is.
tossed Sylvia in. Yeah.
That's right. Row that canoe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to make
Mosh
fun of you.
pit.
You looked like.
So basically what I guess I want to do for my action is to just ready a dodge. And then next turn, I'm going to fucking hop in that pit while Spirit of Holt goes toe-to-toe with Volmer, because I ain't going to be able to handle his ass at full fucking health. I'm going to try and revive Sylvia. Next turn.
Okay. Sylvia, make a saving throw.
Not
Like the death
death
saving throw.
throw. So 10 or above, you succeed. 10 or lower, you die. Or,
All right, one
fail.
failure. Nethhouse.
Well, you get 3 of them.
Yeah, you get 3 total.
Yeah, Nethhouse. Okay.
Same shit, I believe.
14.
Okay, that's a success. Is it if damage is dealt to you while you're down though, it's an automatic failure or?
Yeah, it's an automatic failure if you get hit.
Okay, so.
Volmer, don't be a cunt. We need people here. Or is he just gonna like?
No, he tossed her in the ditch. He is now seeing Holt approaching and like scurrying back into the camp. And
yeah, what's this bird doing? Can he like do anything now that he's not possessed by mind control?
So Oswego is like being sticked down with all of the nets surrounding him, and just like rats coming in and like prodding him, stabbing him, and like trying to subdue him. Typically, it would be Necronicum that subdues him, but without him, he's just like definitely thrashing about, killing dozens of rats around him. And so Volmer is starting to scurry away, running away from the spirit of Holt. And the vermin that are surrounding you are looking to poke and prod you, looking for any shot at you. And a couple of them who are smarter realize that they're clearly not able to hit Holt as their weapons go right through him. But maybe you're not protecting yourself from that side as they stab through Holt to get to you. And two of them hit. One is a nat 20. One is a modified 20.
Well, were both of those at disadvantage? Because the only action I took was dodge.
Ooh, no, they weren't. Shit.
That's all I got right now, man. I can't die yet.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you're fine.
Yes.
You're dodging
Thank you,
through.
Holt. My ghostly shield.
And it is your turn, Gilderoy.
And you said I could get to Sylvia this turn.
This round. Yep.
Would I potentially be able to throw something at Volmer, like, as I'm hopping into the ditch?
Sure, yeah.
So this whole time I've had a fucking hooded lantern with, like, 3 pints of oil, but everything's been on fire, so it seemed kind of, like, counterintuitive to fucking use this thing. So as I'm running and, like, maybe dodging, I pick up, like, a cinder or something from something that Oswego had caught on fire and light this torch. I'm just going to try and, like, hurl it into the crowd towards Oswego to maybe, damage some ropes or hit one of the goons that are attacking him as I slide into this ditch to throw a medicine check down on Sylvia.
Okay.
Is that possible all in one turn?
Sure, but you won't be able to roll a medicine check and attack. You can do one or the other.
That's what I was asking.
Sorry. Yeah.
I should probably slide down the ditch and help Sylvia. So I'm going to do that.
Okay. Roll medicine.
9 on the die with wisdom +6. 15.
Okay, you are able to stabilize Sylvia.
Hey. We in it still. I think she's unconscious, but...
Mm-hmm. Nethhouse, go ahead and roll a saving throw. Death saving throw.
Charles.
Nethhouse, you hear that? Roll death saving throw, please.
Did we lose him?
Okay, so Holt has reached Volmer, and as Volmer is running away, they're clashing, and he's just throwing vermin in the way for Holt to cleave through before he gets to Volmer. Gilderoy is in the ditch. Nethhouse is laying on the ground. Rats are everywhere, trying to get to Oswego to try and subdue him. And you go ahead and roll perception, Gilderoy.
Okay. 16 on the die.
All right, so you can feel the ground trembling again, and you see in the field mounds starting to form as suddenly dozens of moles in complete battle gear burst through in the fields and are starting to come out. You hear screams from inside the encampment as rats are now starting to flee out of the gates. You can see that Oswego has ripped through the netting, burned through it, thrashing about, killing dozens of vermin, and able to stretch out his wings. The rat army is meeting with the clashing mole forces. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Me?
Yes.
This is intense. Ugh, I got 5 on the die plus 7.
12.
12, yeah.
$15 from arrows, so you can try to deflect them, I guess.
I gotta do whatever I can, man. 9 on the die plus my dexterity modifier plus my level. So 18 damage reduced.
Okay, so basically, I'm going to say that you kind of pretend like you get hit and you throw your body over Sylvia's and you're kind of shielding her as chaos ensues.
I want to say that I actually do get hit, but maybe just like in a less vital spot, you know what I'm saying, to really sell this.
Yeah, exactly.
So how much total damage would I have taken?
Well, if you reduce it by 18, none.
Right, I'm gonna like cut it in half or something for the sake of.
Oh, okay, 15.
All right, so I'm gonna take 7 damage then. Is that fine?
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, as is, I'm fucking on the last leg of my life as well. So.
And so, Nethaus, do you want to roll a few death saving throws for me?
8 on the second one.
So, okay, failure. And just keep going, and we're going to see if you live or you die right now.
And a 5.
So that's 2 failures and 1 success.
Yep.
Okay.
And 17.
Ooh, 2 and 2. The next one decides it.
18.
Boom. As you are,
This is turning out to be a true Red Wallian story where everyone lives.
yes, you're
Except Holt's dead.
But you see, right before you kind of pass out from exhaustion, Gilderoy, knowing that your friend Sylvia is stabilized, and you see the spirit of
Philip, you're cutting out, buddy.
Holt just ravaging Volmer, tearing him apart. You see the mole army driving the vermin out of the camp as they pinch them and eventually wipe out the remaining army as they're extremely exhausted and the moles are fresh. And all of you wake up sometime later in the warm comfort of a nice burrow. You can smell stew simmering in the hearth. You feel soft hay beds and fluffed pillows behind you. Cake and baked goods, strawberries fill your nostrils as you open your eyes and see a table adorned with all manner of food. As you guys open your eyes, you see Edward, garbed in all white robes. And he says, "Well done. You guys were able to distract them and do enough damage, freeing Oswego so so that we could wipe out the rat army. I do not know how you took out Niconicum, but because of you, the Heartland will survive. He's carrying the baby mouse, Anloth. And he says, you see, the Order of the White Rose has always had the prophecy that a mouse orphan will lead us from one promised land to the other. The Heartland was the previous promised land, and every orphan mouse is protected under our order. We needed to protect Anloth because we believed that she was the fulfiller of this prophecy. Yes, Sylvia, your sword.
So a mouse Moses?
What is that? Yeah, the mouse is Moses. We did not realize it was Anloth who would be the fulfiller of the prophecy until she was given the gift of the snake armor. For the snake armor was the main item that protected Anloth and our people as she brings us to the new promised land. We will stay here with the moles for a time before we go trek out on our own, led by Anloth, to find the new promised land.
Hell yeah. Dope.
Guild Warrior, we're sorry for your loss of Holt. He was a brave creature. He shall be remembered in song and spirit.
And I actually have I've had this red scarf that I briefly mentioned 4 games ago. That's essentially a cloak of protection, and I've actually got that in my hand, and it's got splotches of a darker red on it from where I've bled on it. Obviously dry now, and it's dirty. I'm kind of holding it in my hand, and it's I wrap it around Anloth, and it's where I'm going, I don't think I'll need this anymore. But I have a feeling that you will. And I think Holt would want you to have it.
And the baby just coos.
That's it for me. Gilderoy's story after that's mystery. He walks out the door, never be seen again.
Nethaus, anything you want to say?
I think I'm going to stay with the baby and help her grow as she gets older and teach her, the wisdom of the woods.
Nice. Make sure that there's not such the concentration on civilization and maybe more of a balance and in tune with nature.
Yeah, and also nothing else, a wisdom. That's kind of my thing anyways.
Yes, you grow to be her trusted advisor for many things, whether it's medicine or battle tactics. She knows she can rely on you on the further journey. Sylvia is just a bounty hunter and a bodyguard. Whom else should she guard and teach to kill? So Sylvia and Nethaus kind of take to protecting Anloth, helping her in her travels, and you see her grow to become a very wise, powerful, ruthless, and merciful leader.
Well, all fucking right. A hell of a conclusion.
That's the Heroes of Heartland. You guys live
Red Dawn.
forever. Yay.
Fucking Jesus. I've been almost dead for fucking 2 hours.
It's a tough one.
I fucking walked into this game with 37 out of 55 health. I was like, all right, we'll see how this rolls. I got hit 4 times. It's like I now have 14 health. Dope.
You guys were doing pretty well or especially you, Gilderoy, avoiding all those arrows.
I mean, it's just class mechanic at that point.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, fuck yeah, solid conclusion. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap us up because I have to fucking take a shower and get going for the evening. So,
cool.
Anything you guys would like to share before we close out?
Thanks for playing, guys.
Thanks for having us, guys. Well, running it for us. If we got nothing else, this has been RWD Gaming Channel video of our setting of Fur and Fury. This was Philip's series called Red Dawn. I believe there's 5 total episodes, and they are all on this channel. Yeah, I'm sure that anybody watching this in the future has some serious inspiration from this, because I don't know why else anyone would watch 5 episodes of us killing shit as critters. But until then, we'll only get better. So until the next time, we'll catch you around.